Keep your eyes closed. Can you hear? If you cannot, please raise the volume. Yes, keep your eyes closed. As you have been seeing from the last class, the most important part is the effortlessness. Remember that word. Where there is absolutely no effort in being yourself. In fact, please see this clearly for yourself. There is no effort. There cannot be any effort in being who you are. Only to be somebody who you are not, you have to put forth the effort. Just take a very negative example. Negative example means, in a sense, for a sick person, one who is already sick, it is effortless to be sick. The person is already healthy, it is effortless to be healthy. But for the healthy person to be sick, and for the sick person to be healthy, effort is needed. So as long as in the name of meditation, if you consider this as opposed to another condition, let us say one who feels agitated, it is effortless for him to be in agitation. When one is quiet, it is effortless for him to be quiet. But for the agitated to be quiet, or the quiet to be agitated, it needs effort. Who you are is neither the agitation nor the quietude which is opposed to agitation. One who is restless, it is effortless to be restless at that moment. You are already restless. If you are restful, it is already effortless to be restful, which is opposed to the restlessness. For the restless to be restful, he has to struggle. For the restful, there will be a fear of restlessness. Whereas who you are is the absolute rest, the meditation, where two conditions can change, can alternate. Now thoughts, now no thoughts, now healthy, now diseased, now rich, now poor, now young, now old. Just like conditions outside. Now it is winter, which is opposed to summer. Or it can be summer opposed to winter. It can be rainy season opposed to dry season. can be dry season opposed to the rain. Space is beyond these opposites. To create the condition for a rain, you have to put forth effort. Maybe to stop the rain. There may be a method to do that. Just I'm giving an example. But the space is effortless. Simply within. Being yourself who you are. There is no effort. If you want to be somebody other than who you are, you need the effort. That is why when you forget yourself that who you are is the absolute same at all times, Shivoham, Shivoham, then you resist other type of thoughts. And once you resist those thoughts, the struggle begins to get rid of the thoughts. Or in the absence of thoughts, invoke a sense of emptiness. Then you have to remind yourself with a thought. Again, that is a struggle. So for some people, the presence of a thought is a problem. For some people, the absence of thought is a problem. These are the practice orientation. One who is concentrating on a thought or concentrating on the absence of thought. Who you are is not a meditator, you can use the word concentrator. Presence or absence of thoughts make no difference as in presence or absence of the object. Presence or absence of a condition of the body make no difference for you. So as you sit down, recognize the effortlessness, the instantaneousness, the immediacy, the effortless presence, awareness that you are. Thank you. Please read these verses. We shall take the classes. I hope these are the very beautiful revelations in the last time. We'll repeat it again, meet, then go into the next verse. Please read the verses, please. 75 onwards, please read it. Nirodhadini karmani jahati jadadhir yadi manorathan pralapansya kartumapnoti tatshat manda srutvapi tadvastu najahati vimughatam nirvikalpo vahiriyatnat antarvishayalasah jnanat galita karmayah lokadrushtyapi karma krutum napnoti avasaram karma bhaktumeva na kinchana kvatamakva prakasho vam anakam kvachana kinchana nirvikarasya dhirasya niratankasya sarvada kvatamakva prakasho vam hanam kvachana kinchana nirvikarasya dhirasya niratankasya sarvada. These verses, as I told you last class, I have the first 3 verses. You have underlined it and you have given some thought to it. Because these are the ultimate verses for anybody at any time. It's a God only knows when the world, the humanity will recognize the beauty, richness, and the ultimate redeeming quality of those verses. The revelations are incomparable. You know what he says that? Nirodhadini karmani jadadhi yadi jahati manorathan pralapansya atatkshanat kartumap ayati kartumapnoti. Jadadhi means the dull intellect. Listen carefully. The dull intellect. The person who is not discriminative, the average people in the world, usually think of our world today, friends. You just see that. Everybody takes pride in engaging himself in certain activity in order to be happy, successful. Some other people take credit in not doing anything, just giving up everything, renouncing, running away, escaping, so that they can be happy. Both are, please see, both are fighting a losing battle. Because happiness, as we have seen it, the absolute that you are, is not the product of either your engagement or your disengagement, neither your indulgence nor your renunciation. If indulgence is an activity, engagement, involvement is an activity, renunciation also is another type of activity. If indulgence is a type of activity, denial also is another type of activity. That is why these are become practice orientation. Somebody practicing renunciation Somebody is practicing indulgence. Somebody is following the path of indulgence, involvement. Somebody is following the path of renunciation. Both are activities. Please recognize. Who you are is not the product of either of the two. See, you can take a simple example. Suppose there is a little water body, okay? There is a little water body on which there are moss, you know, that green moss, the green moss which will be covering the water body. If you have seen it, if you touch it, you just touch it and come away, what will happen? It will go, then immediately it will come back. Immediately it will come back. Now, if you really want to see the water, what you should do? Stand there and keep it like that. That is an effort. To see that water underneath, you go on putting that thing water. Then you are seeing the water, very nice. How long can you do it? At one time you will be tired. You leave it, boom. It automatically comes back. Perfect imagery for the meditation of the average individual. Meditator, the I thought, the individuality, assuming the role of a meditator, I am meditating. Now, he is trying to remove these encroaching thoughts as though which are completely covering the consciousness. Are you getting that point? So now, this individuality, assuming the role of a meditator, is nirodhadini karmani, is trying to avoid. This thought come, no thought. That thought should not be there, or these thoughts should be there. So they are bringing up a thought is as much an involvement and activity as even resisting, denying, dismissing the approach of a thought. So both way, the individuality in the name of meditation is keeping himself activated, keeping himself engaged, and there is no being. It is struggling. And the moment he stops that activity, boom. That is why such people feel disappointed, dejected, frustrated. What? Even after years of listening, meditation, nothing is happening. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Because, please, it is so subtle. I hope you are seeing the beauty and the gravity of it. Because so unconsciously you can get caught in that meditator's role. Because the individual takes a pride in doing something and achieving something, which is natural in the relative world. You have to do something. You have to do something to be a PhD. You have to do something to be educated. You have to do something to be rich. You have to do something to get a job. You have to do something to travel around the world. You have to do something to keep your body healthy. You have to do something to bring your business up. You have to always do something to learn swimming. You have to do something to learn climbing. You are getting that point. You always have to do something, do something. So naturally, to such a person, if you suddenly say, to be yourself, you don't have to do nothing, the world collapses. You understand why the average person cannot accept it? Because so much used to do something. Are you getting it? Please. Action-oriented world. For your survival, you do have to act. There is no choice. You have to do something to learn your swimming, climbing, driving, studying, getting a job, cultivating. You have to. You have to. Listen carefully. You have to do something. When you have to continue to do something, all the time when you are in our life, we are used to doing something. Doing something. To be somebody or gain something. Now these Upanishads, the Vedas, shall become like bringing a bombshell on your head, because suddenly you are not supposed to do anything to be yourself. That's why a person feels restless. You understand that point? So practice-oriented religions, practice-oriented meditations, all that stuff, yogas and everything, teaching, learning, has got some appeal to the people because it's a familiar language. You have to do something. This individuality which is given that importance that he must do something maintains itself, continues itself in the name of doing. Please see, in the name of, listen, in the name of keeping the muss, the green muss, away from the water, are you being restful or restless? If you are continuously keeping the muss which is continuously coming up to cover the water, what will happen? You open it and you are now enjoying. Instead of being the water, you are seeing the water. It's a fantastic example. This morning it suddenly came to my head. The approach. Instead of being the water, you are seeing the water. Seeing the water is so satisfying. So you covering, you remove it. You can see the water. The moment you leave it, oh, the water. It has to come back. The thoughts are ever encroaching. They are not encroaching, they are there. Their nature is that. It's like a muss. It is there on the water, but it can never cover the water. With the water you get sustenance. Without the water can there be muss? No amount of muss can cover the water because beneath it always it will be there. And when there is no muss, of course the water is always there. Whereas somebody there, sitting down, waiting, trying to remove this muss and have a look at the water, you do exactly the same thing within. In the name of being restful, the happiness, the fulfillment, the contentment, instead of being that, now the ahankar, the individuality, which has so far doing something, to run, to climb, to swim, to study, to get a job, to get married, to have children, to get new wealth, new car, new house, go around the world. Doing, doing, doing. That is the mantra. You understand? To such a world who is so obsessed with activities, justifiably so, because you need that in the beginning of your life, in the beginning of your career, you need all these, in the beginning of your growing up, you need to be tremendously active. Activity shall bring you riches, relative security, but activity cannot bring the absolute happiness which is already existing. To be rich, you must do something. To be happy, satisfied, you cannot do anything. Satisfaction is not the product of the riches. To renounce also, to give up also, you must do something. Give up. Give it away to somebody. That is also a type of action. But to be happy, you don't have to give up anything. To be the happiness, it doesn't depend upon what you give up or what you have. I don't know what to say. I hope you appreciate it. It's very, very simple but very subtle. It's superiority. I can starve for 20 days non-stop. I can be in the cave for dig a hole and stay there for 20 days or 1 month or 3 months. Look, the fellows who are going to outer space, are they not better than these fellows? in that cosmota, what is that? In the spacecraft, the guys are stuck in a small little piece of place for 6 months, 8 months. So there are 3 people, it doesn't matter. You try, go there and see. Oh, they have chosen to go like that. If you choose to stay on a hole for 3 months, try. And then come back with that idea. With this, I have been inside this water for so many days or in a cave for so many days. I have renounced all these things. That is used for what? Invoking guilt on everybody. Invoking guilt on everybody. Even sometimes trying to remove the guilt also, people give guilt. Do you know how? One fellow he had done something mistake. So after 1, 2, 3, 4 years passed, then another friend is asking, have you forgotten those things or not? Or are you still going through that guilt? This fellow says, even after 3, 4 years, I am still going through that guilt. You must be ashamed. What are you doing? Add to the guilt, right? You must be ashamed. What? People don't know. Do you understand? Unless you are guilt-free, you cannot make others free from guilt. Take it as a, statement. Work on it. Try to destroy it. Unless you are guilt-free, happy with yourself, you can never ever make others guilt-free, nor can you give them the direction for happiness. Because if your happiness depends upon conditions, you shall put them into more refined conditions. So your happiness depends on 5 days starving, you shall say other 50 days you must starve, because more happiness will come. If your happiness depends upon 10 years of studies, you should refine it. You should have 100 years of studies, even if you die before that, right? If your happiness comes from digging yourself, burying yourself underground for 10 days, ask other people to bury themselves for 2 months. Competition. These are all image builders, not helping the person to discover freedom. Image. Get them married to the images. Wedded to the image, happy image, holy image, spiritual image, secular image. That is why when their images are destroyed, they feel destroyed, devastated. Why? Image is gone. How many fragile images you have to hold on? Imagine. Think for yourself. How many fragile images? Because image means fragile. Role means fragile. Has to end. Your body is a huge role. Which part of the body is role you can hold on? Childhood will pass. Youth will pass. Adult age will pass. Old age will pass. Mortality means continuously passing, crushing. Holding on to it, how are you going to be immortal? Holding on to it, how can you be limitless? Holding on to limited, how are you going to be limitless? Shankara writes so beautifully in Vivek Chudamani. Darum, Graham daru buddhya dhrutva nadim tartum savichhati. One person who is going in the ocean, is standing by the side of a river. He wants to go to the other side of the river. Doesn't know swimming. And he sees now there is a big log of wood coming towards it. He says, wow, 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 wow. And he goes and sit down on that. That is the graha. Graham darudhya dhrutva. Graha means crocodile. So the crocodile thinks it's a log of wood. He goes and sit down on that. Starts using his hands like an oar, rowing and going in the middle of the thing. Then what happens? Suddenly, the log will sink. Crocodile will make a chutney out of you. Lunch, dinner, depending on the time, breakfast. You are out. How can you hold on to a crocodile thinking it's a log of wood? How can you hold on to a crocodile, meaning dying body, to immortal cross the ocean of samsara? This is dying. That the body is dying is not body's problem. That you are holding on to the body is your problem. Same thing, dying situations of the world. Listen carefully. There shall be no situation which shall last forever. Even if it is lasting forever, when you drop out, it means nothing to you. Think. You feel rewarded if you accept the reward. You feel punished because you accept the punishment. Do you know why people feel punished? Because they enjoy reward. If you are enjoying appreciation, you shall be devastated by the criticism. What is the appreciation? Appreciation is not for you, but for your role. How many people can be that type of objectivity? You are the Prime Minister, you are the Governor, you are the Chairman, you are the Managing Director, you are an artist, you are a painter, you are a musician, you are a magician, you are a husband, you are a wife, you are a son, you are a daughter. Your roles are appreciated. And you think, wow, I have become such a fantastic person. Tomorrow your own son, your own daughter, your child, your husband, your wife, your countrymen, your people, your disciple, your devotee, your dog, your monkey destroy you, then how do you feel? Ayyo. You are gone. So your image is big because other people worship you. You are somebody because other people recognize. When other people don't recognize, you are nobody. What a headache. That is why we are devastated. Because with my body, I am so young and strong. So with my body, I look down upon myself. I look down upon myself. Why? Because you are being old. You are ageless. Yesterday I went to somebody's house. There is a baby, small baby. Oh boy, it was a pleasure to play with that fellow. 4-year-old and is coming and I was talking to him. I suddenly started a game with him. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. I said, okay, I had to take an elephant for him. Elephant means what? This brass elephant, okay? So I gave to this child. I said, you are a prince. He said, no, I'm not a prince. One child is telling, One child refused. Other child I gave initially, I am the prince. I said, no, I'm not the prince. I said, why are you telling like that? He said, because I'm not the prince. What can you tell 3-4-year-old, okay? Then I said, suddenly I said, oh, these two people are telling you are prince. These two fingers, huh? I said, these two people are telling you are a prince. He said, no, I'm not a prince. I said, are they prince? They are telling that you are a prince. He got so mesmerized by that idea, he comes and holds these two fingers as though they are talking to him. Listen. The moment you hold on to any role, it means it's the same childhood, and suppose he becomes not 10-year-old. He is a prince. What shall I say? Why? Because Swami is stupid. What are these two people talking to? Why? The fun is no more there. Images means, roles means, if you holding on to the roles, you will be disappointed. Not that roles deceive you. Practices don't deceive you. You hold on to the practices as the ultimate. Are you getting that point, please? That somebody is meditating. What's wrong with that? But no, that practice is ultimate. That is a headache. So for the rest of your life, you are like this. And with a lot of air also. Everywhere it comes. In every profession it comes. Some musicians, you shall listen, they walk like a dancer, they talk like a musician, they talk like everything, hands and legs will be telling like that. Rubbish. A sports person, he walks in a different way. A movie person, these are the things happen. So religious people, they can have, not everybody does it. But you look at yourself. Will you like to be somebody who is stuck on a thought, an idea, or a role? If you are, nirodhadini karmani, you are obsessed with this type of practice, that with these thoughts, gone, I will be somebody. And because of that practice, it has given you such an image that even when the teacher talks to you, even when the scripture declares in a thunderous voice, you are the absolute, you are not what you are holding on to, the person will not give up. Why? Because he is so much in love with his role. An Olympic gold medalist, Bharat Ratna, right? PhD, managing director, kind man. Any little role is so seductive. Those days in meditations, Vishwamitra, Menaga, all these Indra, Urvasi and all that, they were coming to dance. These type of, nowadays meditation, those type of apsaras are no more available. What is available today is position. Chairman, managing director, governor, rich man, driving this car, going around this world, living in this house, six-pack body or 200-pack body, whatever it is, 7 feet 4 inches. This is nonsense. You know how much people go through that? Afraid to fade away. Afraid. Because that gives them some type of a sustenance. When you are with yourself, whoa, you don't need the world to forget you. You have already forgotten yourself. Meaning, you are no more stuck on that world. Can you do that? Before the world forgets you, you forget yourself. Thereby, the appreciation, ninda, prasansa, the praise, but the hatred, nothing matters anymore. If you are stuck on the road, sutvapi tad vastu na jahati vimudadihi tad vastu na jahati. That person, even after listening to this, the person will not, ignorant man will not give up his image. Nirvikalpo vahi yatnat antar vishaya lalasa. He doesn't give up that. Never becomes himself. As a result, that line is so sweet. Nirvikalpa vahi yatnat. Because of his effort, he will look like he is a mendicant, renunciate, meditator, has withdrawn himself from everything. He look like. Because he's in a cave. He's closing the eyes. Antar Vishayala Alasa, inside, afraid. Whether it is thinking of the object, listen carefully, listen carefully. Inside, it might be thinking of the object. Okay, if it is not that gross, inside, dreaming of liberation. Very quiet outside. Exterior, are you getting that? Quiet exterior. But inside, if one person is dreaming of an object, other person is dreaming of liberation. Who is better? Looks like withdrawn. Very satisfied, contented, but not. The dream continues, craving continues, resistance continues. And if your happiness is dependent upon that now I have successfully removed all the thoughts, you will be sitting there waiting if any other thought is coming. Your presence will invoke agitation. But when you are contented with yourself, imagine, you are neither waiting for an object outside, nor you are waiting for liberation inside. You are not waiting for God, nor waiting for object, nor waiting for removing some imaginary devil either. Because all these ideas have been given to us. What is that? There is a jewel of self inside. Kama, Kodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Maschara, Dehe Tishtanti Taskaraha. In this body, there are 6, listen, 6 looters, hijackers are there. Who are they? Kama, the lust, Krodha, anger, Mada, pride, Moha, delusion, Mascharya, jealousy, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Lobha, greed, Mada, Moha, Mascharya, the jealousy. All these are 6 Taskaras, hijackers, bandits are waiting in your body. Why? Atmaratna Paharaya. They are going to loot the jewel of the self, the absolute. Tasma Jagrata Jar, therefore watch out. I'm telling you. It's very beautiful word to listen. That means what? 6 fellows are trying to rub me. I don't understand that I am unrubbable, if I can use that word. Can they rub? Shall I wait for them? Are you getting that? Shall I be dealing with the 6 fellows? Or be with the jewel, that which cannot be looted? Which party you want to be? Tell me. Shall you go on fighting with lust, anger, hatred, jealousy? Emotions will be emotions, they shall be there. If jealousy you are afraid of, you shall be afraid of the opposite. Acceptance of everybody. You understand? It's a very, very solid thinking. Anger is very bad. Kindness is good. As much anger can put you into trouble, kindness also can put you into trouble. Hatred will put you into trouble. Your love will put you in the paradise. Love too will put you into trouble. Try. The so-called love, so-called hatred, these are all pairs, they are opposites. If you are looking down upon these emotions and looking up to those emotions, even those emotions like kindness, compassion, helping, sympathy, all these also can put you into equal trouble. As much a person can say, I am tired of being angry, other fellow can say, I am tired of being kind. How many good people talk like that? Tell so-called good people. What do they say? Swamiji, I am tired of being kind. I have been exploited. I am tired of loving people. I am hated. Sometimes they love to be angry. One fellow was a top, it's a true story. He's a top, he was a railroad, contractor in some country. He was a top contractor. He one day was traveling in the train. Of course, saloon, first class. He'll be traveling, special saloon. And when he asked for some, they say, what do you want, sir? He said, he wants some tart. Some vegetable tart, something he wants, something. Then this man said, sir, it is not there. The person in the train, he said, sir, it is not there. He said, do you know to whom you are talking? I am the one who is providing thousands and thousands of tourists to the railroad. I am the one who provides so much of merchandise to move on this railroad. Who do you think you are talking? And I say, one tart, one vegetable dish, and you can't give me? Okay, sir, we'll try. He goes back. Next station, when the station stops, the person comes up and comes with a big smile, with a plate full of tart, Sir, this is for you. This man says, hits the table. So where is it? He said, don't put it there, hit the table. I prefer to be angry for the rest 1 hour. I don't want your tart. Because being angry gives him so much satisfaction. Do you know why? Power. Do you understand what I'm talking? Some people are unforgiving because they enjoy being cruel. They enjoy being angry. I don't want your tart now. I enjoy being angry. Take it away. It's a very obsessive mood. Think of it. People get stuck with this type of thing. Kindness, anger, both are opposites. And they are so much, they are so much lost in that moods and emotions that they will not like to change at all. Why? You may suffer their moods, but they are enjoying. Not that they will enjoy forever, they are punishing themselves. They are the first victim of their obsession, but they don't understand it. That is why if you appreciate it, Abba, you don't become a target. You don't allow yourself to be a target. When I is not there, target is not there. Why the space cannot be hit? Think, why you cannot hit the space? Mr. Space is not there. Everything moves in space. Nothing hits space. When you are yourself, everything moves in you. Nothing hits you. When you are not there. They hit your body. They hit your property. They hit your company. They can seal your company. They can incarcerate, they can throw you into the prison, like top billionaires also thrown in prison in many countries of the world. They can take away confiscate your property. Let them confiscate your wisdom. You understand the point? As even constitutionally, you cannot have a proclamation that from today everybody shall be happy. No law, no constitution, no administrator, no dictator, no emperor, no powerful person in this earth can by dictation say that from today you shall be miserable. No. Impossible. You are the absolute, you are the happiness. But some people, in ignorance, not knowing that, they want external conditions must be fulfilled, then I can be happy. External conditions. And that is impossible. Like one fellow was traveling in a train, again, a fellow was going to a restaurant. Very regular client in that restaurant. So one day he goes there and somebody asks him, sir, what do you want? As usual, before the serving, they bring that bread basket. He has got one piece of bread in. He said, why breads are so rare these days, or what is one piece of bread? So immediately he brings 2-3 pieces. The next day he comes, again same 3 pieces. They doesn't start with 1 piece. There's 3 pieces. He said, are you still so frugal? Why there are no breads? Then he brings 6 pieces. Again another time he comes, next day. They start with 6 pieces. He said, what is this? Still you are so frugal. 12 pieces. Still he is not happy. Next time he comes, they bring 12 pieces. Yeah, I think breads are not. I said, sir, how many you want? Bring some breads. So they brought some 10-12 pieces, or another few other pieces also they brought it. Then this restaurant manager, yes, there are smart fellows in public relations. So he said, all right, now we shall shut his mouth. So what he did, next time when he comes, they have already baked one bread, 6 feet long, 3 feet wide. Big bread. Along with the manager, other 2 people with a big smile and with a little flower on the bread also, bring it to him. Sir, are you happy? Sir, this is for you. Sir, this is for you. He said, no. You are again back to 1 piece. You are again back to 1 piece. Some fellows you can never satisfy. Don't think of somebody. Look at yourself. Are you one incorrigible, insatiable person? Wisdom is what? Asutosha, like Shiva. Asutosha, very quickly satisfied. Anything. Anything. Somebody smiles at you, you think he has gifted you an empire. Gives a piece of bread, oh boy, That is the ultimate life's gift. Why? Because when you have everything in this universe by being your... This is not a poetry, friends. Can there be richer person than the happy person? No emperor can be richer than the happiest person. Manasachi paritushte, manasicha paritushte, ko dhani, ko daridra. Manasi paritushte, when the mind is satisfied, meaning you are satisfied, content with your being, who you are, ko dhani, ko daridra. Who is rich, who is poor? Who is emperor, who is ordinary? Everybody is same. That type of sense of satisfaction comes into you. Your sense of being with yourself, who you are. So anything is wonderful in life. How much money you have got? 1 rupee. Wow. 1 rupee? 100 paisa. You right? Are you getting that point, please? Because after dealing with the whole world, you come home to face the rebellion inside, the guilt inside, the sense of victory, sense of defeat, sense of torture, sense of suffering, sense of pride and arrogance. You have to suffer it inside. A person who has done it, they shall not be visible to the world. That is why real heroes invisible. Whatever you see, listen carefully, what you see visibility is their achievement, not they. You understand? A book is a visible achievement. The person inside is invisible. Just because somebody writes a book, can you give him, oh, he is the best man in the world? Or just because somebody paints something, he is the best person in the world? That thing is fine. But that person is not just a painting, or a book, or a song, or a lecture, or a class, a farming, a company, a discovery, a travel, or something. That person is beyond everything. The world doesn't recognize that, cannot recognize that. Can it? Upanishads, ASHTAVAKRA GITA, Bhagavad Gita, books like this are the celebrations of this wisdom. It is the song of everybody. Everybody. That is why everybody can listen to it mesmerized. It's your song. It's my song. Your song. Everybody's song. When you say you are a musician, are everybody musician? When you say you are an engineer, are everybody engineer? Is everybody engineer? When you are a bandit, everybody bandit? Millionaire, everybody millionaire? No. Happiness, everybody is happiness. Self, everybody is self. Makes it so beautiful. Think of it, think of it. Your life becomes completely a different dimension. Alavhena anusojati. By chance there is a loss, there is no grief. Then why Rama cried? That is the beauty. When you are happy with yourself, you can choose to laugh, you can choose to cry. Crying for, listen carefully, a happy man can choose to cry, but crying you don't become happy. A happy man can choose to smile, but when smiling you don't become happy. Be happy and choose to what? X. Anything. Smile or not smile, do or not do, see or not see. Mahadeva. That is why such a person, what dhairya, what is there to have a patience or impatience? You must be patient. What is wrong with impatience? Vivek, vivekitvam, you must be viveki, you must have the sort of discrimination. Discrimination is natural. What is that I must have the discrimination? I am the discrimination. What is that I must have the patience? I am the patience. Is there greater patience than the existence? Existence is patience. You understand? Feel that? The earth, you can dance, dig, blast. The whole creation is existence, presence, in your presence. The eyes can change, body can grow old, thoughts can change, creation can change. Yourself, patience. Your name is patience. Your name is Vivek. Your name is, discrimination. You are discrimination. You are patience. Nirantakasya kiva. Atanka means fear. Nirantanka means fearless. There is no fear. You are fearlessness. You are not afraid of anything. Living, dying. Gaining, losing. Having, not having. Then choose to have, choose not to. That's your choice. Understand the beauty. Anirvachya svabhavasya nisvabhavasya yogina. Anirvachya svabhavasya. For such a yogi, for him, who is anirvachya svabhava, whose svabhava, nature, anirvachya, cannot be described, talk about, inexplicable, inexpressible. And therefore, nisvabhava, he has no nature to be talked about. In a language. After talking all these things, he says, difficult to talk. Nisvabhava, there is nothing to talk about him. You can't talk. Inexpressible, inexplicable. Na swarga naiva narakaha. He has no such concepts of swarga, naraka, heaven or hell. Jivan mukti naiva. So he is a jivan mukti. He is living liberated. Shut up. What jivan mukti? For you to be jivan mukti, to be liberated while living, you must be alive, then to be liberated. I am not even alive. Why? I am not born. So what is the question of being alive? Unborn. Therefore, what birth? Since there is no birth, what liberated in birth? Liberated while living. Meaning, every concept disappears. How fantastic. Heaven, hell. Some people say, heaven and hell is not here, it is hereafter. It is neither here nor hereafter. Because why? Because there is no here, there is no hereafter. Only one existence, one self-awareness. When people, suppose somebody straightway comes to this class, what shall he say? These fellows are really talking to their heart if they have one, right? They don't know how many millions are suffering in this world. They are still stuck on that. How many millions are suffering? Your heart is not suffering. You are one of those people who are also suffering, no? Okay, ask yourself. I am not being critical. I am not being stupid. Think for it, friends. Alright, you want to solve their problem? Yes, you must solve the problem. But first you must solve your problem. Why? You want to give them 1 rupee. Millions of people are starving. You want to give them food? Yes, you must give them. Ask yourself. You have plenty of food to eat. Have you solved your problem? So feeding one day, you are not going to solve his problem. And you are giving only 1% of your food. Will you give everything for them? If your heart is bleeding, your heart is bursting, exploding with compassion, give everything. That will not solve everybody's problem. Then why are you giving a little? We give one person's problem yet. But that one person's problem also is not solvable because your problem is not solved even after you getting billions. Solve your problem. You will not give 1 rupee or 1 day. You shall give your whole life and everything. That is where, when you appreciate, happy with yourself, through you million things can come. For whom? Everybody. You are a trustee. You don't know, own nothing. You are not a son to transfer, not a daughter to transfer, not a husband to transfer, a wife to transfer. Nobody. Or the whole creation is your family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Whoever comes gets it. Why? Because they are there. But usually every payment is what? Something in expectation, right? Do something, receive something. Can you give like nature gives? Why the sun shines? Why the river flows? Why the mountains give minerals? Why the cow gives milk? Why the mango trees give you mangoes? Why do you give? What else to do? Nothing is mine. Where is the question of my giving? It better be taken away. And one day it is taken away. That day the giver is not happy. You are getting that? When he is not giving, you see, you feel very happy and proud. 1 rupee I have given, 2 rupees I have given, 1 laddu I have given, 1 smile I have given. When you are taken away, nothing to be proud of, no. That is why I understand these things. Giving you don't give, receiving you don't receive. And everything belongs to everyone. In the language, sir. Jivan mukti na chaivahi. There is no question of living liberation. Nothing. Everybody is ultimately free. The person, usually people who are never listened to anything, they listen to it, they will be very critical. Oh, so many people are suffering. Hey, you mean to say that people who are understanding these things, they allow everybody to suffer? Or only if whatever you are doing, if everybody does that, that is only great. You know, that is another trouble. If you are fighting for a cause, if everybody fights for that cause, only great. No. There are millions of ways people can be helped. Let everybody do in whatever way they can possible. In what way, an entertainer helps, or else many people go crazy. In what way a butcher helps, or else many people go crazy. In what way the looter, the dacoit, the bandit helps, greater discoveries, how to make everything safe and steady so that nobody can get in. In what way the germs and parasites can help? They titillate, excite the human intellect to create barriers how the germs cannot enter, or else hurry the discovery. Think. Everything has a place. Nobody is a curse in this universe where everything is a blessing, everybody is blessed. But first you must feel that you are blessed. Then only everything will be a blessing. As long as you feel cursed, you shall never bless anybody. Even you are helping somebody is a curse. Why? Later on you shall remind him, did I not do this? Oh boy, Venda, don't give me and remind me. Imagine some Mr. Creator sitting down there and reminding us every day, you are breathing, I have put the air for your nose. Suppose everywhere around he is around. Huh? You are walking, I have put the gravitation force. You are eating, I have created the food for you. What is it? Right? You don't like it, right? You don't like to be reminded. Then how come you remind? You see that house? I only built for you. You see that ornament? I only gave that one. You see that laddu? I only. Ah, boy. Empty hearts look for fulfillment. Fulfilled heart has no sense of emptiness. Therefore, everything is okay. Bahuna, that's it. That's it. After taking all these things, what he says, Bahunatra vimuktena, kimuktena. What is there to talk? Kim Bahuna. Kim Bahuna is a beautiful statement in Sanskrit. Kim Bahuna means, what is there to talk? What more to talk? Yoga drushtya na kinchana. From the vision of the Absolute, who you are, none of these considerations matter. Life, death, heaven, hell, liberation, bondage, victory, loss, fear, fearlessness, nothing matters. You are who you are. Meditation, call it existence, absolute, whatever you like. Shiva, Shiva. Close your eyes.